Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Coffee with Kathy. Good morning, Wendy at Hardneck Farms. It's so good for you. I'm so glad to see you here so early. I need to move this over so I can see. Oh, yeah. Spring is so close. It is crazy. The temperature today is 75. Then 76 and 70. And then crazy, the temperatures are around here Friday and Saturday. Well, Friday is 59 and rain. And then Saturday it goes back up to 72. So, yeah, we are really feeling like it's spring here right now. Oh, okay. It didn't start when I did. It said I was live. Oh, well, anyway, good morning. We'll start this all over again. Good morning, everyone. So glad you're here, Wendy. I turned off all the commercials so that there wasn't a commercial delay. Good morning, Mary Grace. Mary Grace is here. Yeah, I decided that I'm going to turn off commercials during the live stream, and then as soon as it's over, then I'll turn the commercials back on. And anybody who wants to rewatch, they will get hit with the commercials. Good morning, Darian. Magnificent journey. Oh God, I can't even talk this morning. Magnificent Germany with Darian. Yeah, I've only been to Germany once, and it was absolutely beautiful. It was during the winter time, and we went to Baden-Baden. We went to Munich, but we didn't really get to stay there for very long. And then we went to the Swan Castle. The Swan Castle is absolutely beautiful. I couldn't tell you what the German name was. I just know it as the Swan Castle. Oh, that's awesome. I don't have Alexa. I can't say I don't have it in my house. My grandson has Alexa in his bedroom, but I don't have it. If I need to be reminded of something, I put it on my phone. I'm old-fashioned. Well, good morning, DJ's Adventure and Beyond. Good morning. And there's Gail. Gail, thank you so much. She is my first member, and I really appreciate that. And while I have Gail on here, she's here with the Broken Hearts Ministry. She really needs some watch hours. So I actually have her and Tina from Life in the Piedmont Homestead. I've got a lot of old phones. I have my dad's old phone. I have my husband's old phone. I have my old phone. And then I have my current phone. And I don't even know where my dad's phone is. I know it's somewhere. But I have both of those old phones running. I have Tina on one, helping her out with watch hours. And then I have my husband's phone running for Gail, because I run all of Gail's videos already. So I'm on a different account running her video so that she can get some hours. Excuse me. Yeah, Germany, Darian, Germany. I was only there for, I think, 10 days. And I went with a group of ladies who enjoy going to the spas. So the spas are beautiful. We went to the one. Yeah, there's a famous one, Friederlich. Oh, I can't even remember the names now. It's been so long. But the one in Baden-Baden, we went there. And then we went to, oh my goodness, I can't even remember. Krakalova. But that, I think, is in the Czech Republic. But I had a really good time, and I'd love to go again. Good morning, Mountain Grandma. All right, Mountain Grandma needs some hours too. I don't have any more phones, so I'm gonna have to write you down and put you on a list of watch hours. Or I've got my watch list going on. Shh, we're not going outside. You're gonna have to stop. Sorry. I started talking and he got excited. Shh, you've already been outside. Anyway, I got my watch list running, but I may just stop and I'll do a Mountain Grandma, get her running. Good morning, Anne. Welcome in, welcome in. And Matthew Whittington, thank you. Let's see, make sure I didn't miss anybody. Oh, okay, you're going in June. That is awesome. I think my traveling days are over for right now. Maybe when I don't have so many families, or maybe when my grandson's a little older, I might dare to travel. Right now, my traveling is to go see my grandson, or maybe trips an hour or so away to go do something. But I haven't traveled a whole lot this year, and I had planned on going and doing some meetups, but I just feel like I need to stay. It's hard for me to leave the responsibility on my son and my daughter-in-law and my grandson with all the animals, because they're all my animals, and they don't mind watching them for a weekend or so, but it really does. I know, it really does interfere. We're not going outside. Go lay down. But it interferes with their life. So yeah, that's exciting to go in the summertime. We always traveled in the wintertime, and that's when I think a lot of the rates were at their lowest. Nobody wants to travel in December to cold places. We went to Iceland in December. We went to Germany. I went to Ontario for a week, and actually went to Iceland again. So I've been to Iceland twice, and it is absolutely beautiful. But like I said, that was when I was working and I had extra money to burn, and I don't have that kind of money anymore. So I have to be really, really careful with my finances. I need to get outside and work today. I have had a failure. It was just an experiment to figure out if I could do it. And I know that I can grow in my basement. It's just that I need to reset everything up. Now, I've been watching a lot of people grow in their basements, and basically I just have lights and shelving. And if I'm going to grow during the wintertime, I was watching, well, when I first started watching the Vineyard Chicks, Bunky had this setup. She had the same shelving I had, but they had it enclosed with goodness, I can't ever think of these words that I need. Anyway, they had this silver stuff that was around the shelf, and they actually closed it up. They made like a door, and you would open it up and the lights would be on. It would be nice and warm. Well, I don't need something specifically like that, because it stays. The lowest I've ever seen it was about 60 degrees in my basement. It stays, it's pretty tight little basement area. And, you can go down there and wear a jacket, but I've never seen it go below 60, maybe 59. But I think whenever I look at my thermometer, it's usually like 60, 61 in there is the average. But I'm going to take my shelving. I'm going to move it to another room where I have more outlets. It's out of the way. And I'm going to use insulation panels. That's what I was trying to think of. The silver insulation panels, I'm going to put it behind it and on the sides, and probably put them on top of the shelf, but then I can store stuff on the very tops of the shelves, but still have the insulation. And I might do doors, but then again, I might just do maybe like plastic or something to go over the front of it. To keep it warm, or I may not even need to put anything in the front of it if it stays warm enough. So that's probably something I'm going to be working on this fall. And I also want to redo my greenhouse. My greenhouse still works. I can still put stuff in there. It's just that I've neglected it so badly. There's actually things growing inside of it that are weeds, and brambles. The brambles love it in there. But for next fall, what I want to do is I want to double insulate it. I want to put a plastic over it, and then put the green plastic back on top of it, and then build a door that I can open and close and go inside and use that. And I think it kept everything pretty warm in there. In fact, sometimes it was too hot. But I think if I double insulate it, I'll have a better chance of keeping it warm. And I used to be able to keep it warm with just a simple little plug-in heater. And that worked on days when it was freezing. So I'm hoping that if I change up my setup on those two things, then I'll have more success. Because I had to take my potatoes out because the cats were digging in them. And I don't know, they weren't getting enough light or something, but I put them all outside and it was really too late. All my potatoes died. So I have to go through all the pots and see if there's anything in there worth doing. However, I've had them outside and my chickens are doing a really, really good job digging through them. They have found all kinds of delicious stuff in there. And then after we had the flooding in my basement, my son got us down there yesterday and we started pulling out. I have a hanging ceiling and he needs to pull the paneling off the wall. And that hanging ceiling, the metal is attached to the panels and he can't get those panels off in one piece. He's ending up having to break them off, which is something that really shouldn't be that hard. So we took down all the panels and we're going to start ripping off the metal where the hanging ceiling was so that we can get all those panels off, because we started pulling panels and you can see where the mold is growing down there. So it's really important that we get all that stuff out of there and cleaned up and get rid of any stuff that's growing behind the walls. So far, nobody seems to have any problems. I do have some sinus issues, but usually it's when I go outside. I went to the doctor one time. They're like, you have allergies? And I'm like, yeah. She goes, well, when does it start? I said, when I go outside. So, I don't worry about it. I sniffle when I'm outside. No big deal. So, it is so hard to keep up with the comments when you're running your mouth. Good morning, Cozy Cottage. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. A big old truck going by. Good morning, Deborah from Deborah's Delicious Dishes. Rootology. I try to use local honey. In fact, I tried to rate. I still have a beehive. I watched them the other day, and they're really active. They've been coming in and out, in and out. Our daffodils are blooming. The ornamental quince is blooming. And I walked outside the other day, and I think it's called Bradford. It's a Bradford pear tree, but I think they're ornamental. Bradford, is it the Bradford pear? Flowering Bradford pears. And they are just terribly invasive. Anyway, I have two in my backyard, and they're beautiful during the springtime. If you're not familiar with what they look like, beautiful white flowers. And they've got buds on them, and they're fixing to open, and the bees will be all over them. But I watched the little bees come in, and their little pockets on their legs were just full of yellow pollen. So they're doing pretty good. I thought about putting some sugar water out for them just in case, because sometimes bees can starve during springtime. I think it's called the dirge. It's warm, but not everything's blooming, or enough is blooming for them to get enough food. But we have daffodils all over the place. The daffodils are opened. And like I said, we have the quince and the Bradford pears are coming along. Our blueberries, they're still starting to get buds, but they'll be blooming here pretty soon. I haven't looked at my peaches, but I'm pretty sure we'll probably start seeing some peach buds soon here really soon, especially if we're going to have temperatures in the 70s for the next couple of days. It's like there's Thursday's 59, Friday's 59. We have 2 days of 59, and then back into the 70s and then into the 60s. So yeah, my peaches should be blooming here really soon. In fact, I probably need to go walk in the back. We have one ancient pear tree, And then there's a smaller one that sits next to it, but they always bloom really early. And if we don't get a frost, we'll have pears off those trees this year. Now, I've only seen, of the 4 years that I've lived here, this will be the second time that we'll be able to get pears off that tree, which is exciting. It's a really nice old pear tree. Yeah, after those Bradfords, I'm going to mark them. Anything that blooms, those whites, I'm marking them and I'm cutting them down. We need to get rid of them. Yeah, I haven't mowed anything yet, but we're not getting. The grass is still brown. I've got a few spots that are green, but that's under my trees, and the onions are starting to come up. I have the garlics are coming up, but the grass. Oh, a clover. I've got clover coming up, but the only flowering plants I have are just those three that I said. But unless those pears have bloomed, if the pears have bloomed off in the backfield, then the bees will be all over it. And so, like I said, if we don't get another freeze and we get past the blooms, we are going to have a huge harvest of fruit this year on the pears and the blueberries. We didn't get hardly any blueberries last year. I know I've said it before and I'll say it again. We didn't get hardly any blueberries, and I'm looking forward to a really nice blueberry harvest this year. Wendy, I hope you don't get any more cool weather because, yeah, mine are too. Oh, hyacinths. I can't say that I've planted those. The things that grow here, we have a lot of lilies and a lot of irises, and again, the daffodils. We have a wild lily that grows on the side of the roads, and sometimes they'll come up and they're absolutely beautiful. And then the guys will come through and they'll spray the sides of the roads instead of mowing, and they kill everything. But they are very pretty when they do come up. Yeah, I think the Arctic blast killed a lot of our fruit last year, so I'm really looking forward to some probably a bumper crop of fruit. The one, and I keep telling myself I need to get out and go look at my grapes. Um, I still have three nice grape plants or grape vines, and I've got to get out there. I got to get them cleaned up. I've got to trim them, and I need to fertilize them. No, I don't like spraying either. Winnie, the thing that scares me the most is my beehives are in the front of my mother-in-law's house. They're well off the road, that so far they've been safe, but during the summertime they drive by 2 or 3 times during the summer spraying, and every time they come by I'm like, oh no, oh no. But the wind would have to be blowing towards her house, and usually the wind is from her house to my house. Um, it blows from the south to the north. So thankfully, anytime that they've come through, the wind's been blowing towards my house. So it comes at me, not at my bees. So, but I tell you what, I would never put bees over here on this side of the road because of that. Um, I would up pot them if you could, if you had bigger pots to put them in. If not, then just water them as best as you can, and then get them in the ground as soon as possible. Yeah, as soon as you feel comfortable putting them in the ground, go ahead and get it done. There you go. Gail plants hyacinths every year. There, you guys need to get together and talk about the hyacinths. They are very pretty, but I don't have them here. Oh, they need something to climb? Huh. Oh. Well, I saw somebody already had some of their seeds coming up for the hashtag survival seed 2024 that the Vineyard Chicks are doing. It's the Vineyard Chicks Homestead. Yeah. I was down there in my basement yesterday because I have all my plants and my seeds in my basement. And oh my goodness, I went off track. I was talking about my tomatoes and my potatoes. Anyway, in my basement, I am having some success. My tomatoes are doing really good. I got my seed started for the survival challenge, and someone said that their onions and their beets, and I think their beans were coming up. Well, when I was down there yesterday, I didn't see anything coming up except for one beet. I have one beet that is coming up. It was Gail. That's who it was. There was a lot of messages and I didn't see who specifically it was. So yesterday I had one beet coming up, which was awesome. And I didn't have anything else coming up. Of the other things that I planted, one of my daisies was coming up. So I had one beet and one daisy. So I haven't gone down to the basement yet. So when I go down there this morning, I'll get to see what's going on. Like I said, I have had success in my basement, but this is typical spring stuff. Now, over winter, I had tomatoes, and I was trying to do the hydroponics. Well, when we were ripping the stuff out, my son was moving them around. One of them was really droopy, and it looks like it's pretty much dead now, but I moved the other 4 outside. I'm going to go ahead and go and put them in pots. And I have 5-gallon buckets, and I'm going to put them in the 5-gallon buckets and move them out into the yard and see if I could save the other 4 that are left, because I lost that whole wall and had to move everything away from it in my basement because my son is pulling out the wall, and we have to go in there and cut out all the wall board where all the nastiness is, where all the mold is growing. And we have to bleach everything and get it cleaned up really good. But for right now, I figured I'd go ahead and get my tomatoes out. And essentially it's spring, so there's no longer any winter growing. But I do have a good idea of what I want to do next year. I told you about the wall and everything, but yeah, of the 5 tomatoes, of my 5 pear tomatoes, I only have the 4 left. And I'm going to get them outside and get them growing. Oh, you've been so good. You've been so good. Oh, wow, that's too bad you're not growing peppers. Peppers are hard. I grew the best peppers in Florida. During the summertime. Peppers grow in Florida in that sandy soil, and they love it. Now up here, I have a harder time. I have a harder time getting them started. So far, my peppers still haven't come up yet, but I don't expect them to. And then I usually don't put them outside until it is good and hot. They like that warm, hot soil. So straight sun, full sun all day long, and you will have happy peppers. Yep. So I have my list of talking points. Oh, my chickens. I forgot about my chickens. Yeah, I have peppers. They haven't started yet, but as soon as I do, I'm going to get them out into grow lights. They love the heat. But my chickens, I candled, or actually put a flashlight to my chicken eggs the other day, and all of my eggs are fertilized. We were concerned that they weren't all fertilized, but every one of those eggs has a chick in it. So I have 2 dozen eggs in the incubator, and today I'm going to move them. I have the rocking frame that moves the eggs back and forth. Well, today is the day that I take it out. I think today is day 18 and 18 of 21. So I'm going to go ahead and pull them out. I'm going to start listening to peeps. We should start hearing peeps here pretty soon. Yeah, good morning, Tina. What did I miss? Oh, good morning. Yeah, and they need full sun. They need hot. The hotter the better. Yeah, you want them in full sun. Peppers like the sunshine. Good morning, Storms Radio and Cats. Good morning. But yeah, we are day 18 on my eggs in the incubator, and I'm hoping that they all hatch. Now, these were all eggs that I got from my Rhode Island Reds. So these should all be Rhode Island Red chicks. So I think I'm going to sell them. I'm going to try my hand at selling chicks because right now I have 4 roosters and 7 hens, the Rhode Island Reds. I'm taking the 3 hens and I'm going to move them over with my other 4 hens and my rooster Cyrus. And the other roosters, well, they'll eventually go into the freezer. And then I have a pair of 3 hens and 1 rooster from my black chickens. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put up a posting. I'm going to sell the 3. They're about 18 weeks old now, and they should start laying anytime. So I was thinking that I go ahead and sell them, the 3 hens with a rooster, and sell them maybe for $50 because they're not laying yet, and then sell my chicks for about $4 a chick and see if I have any luck on that. So, Rhode Island Reds. Oh my goodness, they lay the best eggs. Those girls, they lay a very nice large egg, and they're just beautiful. So, and my black hens, they lay a really nice large a brown egg too. But for some reason, I just like those Rhode Island Red eggs better. To me, they're just, I don't know. I just love their eggs. They're always clean. They're always a good size. And I go over it to my black coop, and a lot of times they're very clean, but a lot of times I'll go in there and they are just so yucky. So I don't know why there's such a big difference. And yeah, so I'm thinking I need to start bringing in a little bit more income. And if I can sell baby chicks, I have my incubator. I have plenty of laying hens. People seem to be wanting the Rhode Island Reds. So I'm going to start collecting more of their eggs and hatching them out and seeing if I can sell them, make a few dollars on my eggs and my chickens. I have had a lot of the different Rhode Island Red sex links. I've had the Goldens. I love the Golden Comets, though. Just a beautiful bird. I had 5 stars. You see them a lot in egg production because they do a very distinct egg, which is more of a good medium to large. I would say my Rhode Island Reds are laying extra larges. They are just really good size eggs. But I guess I'd have to weigh them to find out. I know. We're going to go out in a little bit. We're going to go see Mima. Yeah. Now, he's already been out this morning. He went out at 7:30. So he should not be this excited to go out. Shh. No. Go lay down. No. No. I have to ignore him. But yeah, my black hens are what they call the black sex link, but I've bred them to. I don't think there really is a true breed. You get them from a Rhode Island Red rooster and a barred rock. That's what the black sex links are from. And my birds, my Rhode Island Reds, have mingled with the black sex links. And some of my Rhode Island Reds have some black tipping on their wings, but you see that in the breed anyway. So I'm hoping that all of these eggs that are hatched, because I've separated them, and I've got a Rhode Island Red rooster and Rhode Island Red hens, and I'm hoping that every one of these eggs that hatch are going to be Rhode Island Reds. So hopefully I've got them separated for long enough that I'll have a true breed again. I'm not going to, I hadn't planned on going to any meetups. I still don't have a lot of faith in my truck. I mean, I drive it all the time. I go to town. I drove it to Fayette the other day, which is 45 minutes away and back. I am going to go to, there's a plant show and meetup in April. I think it's April 20th. I'm going to go to that, but it's just for the day. I'm just going to go walk around, see if they have anything I want, and then come home. Yes, Wendy, we do have a farmer's market, and sometimes they do a Wednesday evening animal, but I don't think they're opening until March. I need to figure out specifically what date that they're opening. I mean, I could rent a booth, but I really don't have enough to sell. So, but that's kind of a goal, is to get to the farmer's market and to have a booth and to sell from there. But I don't think I'm going to have enough to sell. Originally, Mr. Miner, who was my mother-in-law's father, this was a working farm, and he sold watermelon and tomatoes and whatever he grew and he had extra. That's what he sold at the market. One of my husband's favorite memories was during the summertime, him and his sister would come here to the farm and they would help with the farm. And although he hated working in the garden, he loved going to the market with his grandfather. And it was, a memory that he always talked about. He loved going to the market, which is great because that's who my husband was. The man could talk your ear off if you let him. He was just a talker. One of the things that we discussed when we moved here is I would do all the growing, and then he would go to the market and he would sell. So that was the setup that we had because that's what he loved to do. And my son is very much that way. He's not very talkative. He has more of my personality, but he's a great salesman. So he's really good at selling things, and he's a really good manager too. So I've discussed, maybe if we got to the point to where we could go to the market, maybe he could take Saturday mornings off, go to the market with me, and we could do that. But like I said, we're not quite there yet. So I decided that I would go in easy and try to make a little extra money. So I'm going to try selling my chickens. So that's where I'm going to start. Oh goodness, I wrote something down and I can't even read my writing. Oh, that's what it is. I can see it now. I'm so excited. My grandson just turned 10, and good morning, Growing What I Eat. Welcome in, welcome in. Yeah, Gal, I'm the same way. I am not a salesperson, not at all. I am not really good at selling anything. That's not what I do. Excuse me. But about my grandson. He's a very artistic young man. But, like a lot of kids these days, he's stuck in his phone and on his Xbox. And we have a hard time getting him out of his room and interested in doing things. Well, he did help us yesterday when we were cleaning out the basement. We were getting rid of the hanging ceiling. So he helped us do that. And we burned a lot of the debris. And, but, otherwise, it's just, how 10-year-olds, especially when they're getting to that age, it's like pouty, pouty, pout. And are we done yet? And so they started making him or started teaching him how to cook. So my son got him into the kitchen last week, and he's a kid. He loves cheesy macaroni. So we make cheesy macaroni with hamburger, and my son was in there with him, and he made dinner and helped Vincent make dinner. Oh, my daughter's texting me. Ugh, stop phone. Oh, he's crawling. Sorry. Oh goodness. Well, guys, my grandson's crawling. You heard it here. Oh, it's 7 p.m. and oh goodness, yeah, on the other side of the world. Yeah. So my phone's going to be going off. She posted it on our family chat, so my phone's going to go crazy. I can't believe he's crawling already. Anyway, my other grandson, that's Theo. My other grandson, Vinny, he's cooking now. So he made cheesy mac. Well, Saturday night, one of his other favorite meals is his mother's fried chicken cutlets. So they were in the kitchen all Saturday afternoon making chicken cutlets, macaroni and cheese, which is his favorite, and asparagus. One of the things that I have to say about Vincent is, yeah, I'm going to turn that down. That he has excellent taste in food. We went out to eat the other night, Friday night, we went out to eat. And he loves salmon. And so he got salmon with his meal and he ate almost all of it. But he loves shrimp and fish and steak and, like I said, asparagus and broccoli and Brussels sprouts. He loves a lot of different kinds of foods. We can have seafood boils, and he's right there in the middle of it, eating as much as we are. So, but then, other things like basic stuff he's really picky about. But I'm really excited to see Vincent cooking. And now my other grandson, Theo, is crawling. Yay. I really, really want to go see him, but maybe I ought to take a weekend and drive down and go visit. It's such a long trip. It's 9.5 hour drive to Florida. Yeah, I know. It is so awesome that, yeah, to be able to get videos and pictures and to actually video chat. I video chat with my niece all the time. And yeah, just technology makes the world so much easier. It's just ridiculous how fortunate that we are to live in this period of time. It's like we are all literally walking around with a computer in our hands and still complaining. In fact, the other day when the internet went out, I didn't even notice. I looked over at my phone and I never got the SOS, but I did have no bars. But then again, I was also inside the house and my Wi-Fi worked. Wi-Fi worked just fine, never had a hiccup. The only thing is that I did get a phone call, but my phone never rang. It showed that I got a call, but my phone never rang. So that was really the only thing that I saw last week. Gail's still lugging dirt. Well, your garden is going to look beautiful this year, Gail. I know it is. I've already seen some of the things that you're already growing. And okay, Milk and Honey Heritage Farms, it's snowing. All right, well, I'll be waiting for a video of that. Oh, wow, they're all in China and you've never seen them, Anne? Yeah. Same here. I mean, I could drive and go see him anytime I wanted to. But yeah, it's a 9-hour drive, and Yeah. Like I said, I still don't have a lot of faith in my truck, but I'm fixing to take it back in. I'm going to have the guys look at it again and just make sure everything's running um, correctly. I have the brackets for my running boards, and I need to get them to put my running boards back on. But I think once after I go and have them just do a once over to make sure everything's running correctly and my running boards are back on, I might have more faith in them or in my truck. I have faith in my mechanics. I think they're doing a really good job. Um, that's right. Wendy is finishing up her house. So, yeah, I bet you granite is going to be beautiful. I can't wait to see your house finish, Wendy. Yeah, I love the floors. It was so funny. I was watching Wendy's video and she's peeking through the windows and I can see this stuff on the floor and I'm like, "Oh my god, her house is flooded." Because she had previously in the video been showing where it was flooding um, as part of the new construction and where they needed to look to, make sure that that doesn't happen anymore. And then she goes into the window and I see this stuff on the floor and I'm like, "Oh my god, the inside of her house is flooded." And then she went into the house after the floor had dried a little more and she's walking around on these beautiful floors. um but it was so funny because I'm watching it, I'm like, "Oh no, it's flooded, the house is flooded, her brand new house." No, it was the floors. They were so shiny it looked like water on the ground. But yeah, I can't wait to see your cabinets when or your granite tops. I can't wait to see your house. It's going to be beautiful. I mean, it already is starting to be beautiful. Oh, sorry about that, Storms. Watch them sneezes. Oh, year 4 of building? Sometimes you have to do it a little bit at a time. I was watching J4. Oh, I can't remember her name. It's J4709, I think it is. She does the weather. And I watch hers, and she was talking about, yeah, the weather was going to get bad this week. But yeah, we're going to get a little bit of rain, and it's going to get a little chilly. But thankfully, most of it's going to stay way north of us, and I am okay with that. Wow, you don't get your fridge until August. That's it seems like a long time, but it sounds like it's going to be worth it once you get everything done. Oh, good. The carpenter is there. That's good. Um, I know people are still having a hard time. I am still having a hard time finding anybody to do anything. I've got a good plumber, electrician, an HVAC company that I use. I call them, they're here when I need them. Um, excuse me. Excuse me. Um, Pest control. I got a good pest guy. He comes once a month. He's like, "I'm coming." We're like, "Come on, come spray the house." We just had termite treatment done. It was a little pricey, but well worth it because I already have termite damage in this house, and so we don't want that again. And but finding people to actually come out and do carpentry work and stuff like that, I haven't had any luck. I have small jobs that I need to get done, and it looks like I'm just going to have to learn to do it myself at this rate because we've called a couple of people and then we don't hear from them again. Oh, it's warm in Kentucky. I tell you what, Wendy, that's one of the things that traveling in Europe and Iceland, And the nice thing about Iceland when we were there was the water. The We went to Blue Lagoon, and we spent the day there and got the facials. It was absolutely beautiful. I loved it. The water was great, and we ended up going to two more of the oh, what can I think of them? Hot water pools. That's all I can think of to call them. But they have hot water pools all over the place and saunas. You can get the wet saunas or you can get the dry saunas. I prefer dry sauna. Um, but soaking in those pools was just, it was awesome. I love it. But you have to be careful because if you do it too much, it will dry out your skin. But I got addicted to dry sauna. And I had my own little sauna when I lived in Florida, sat on my back porch. And I used it pretty frequently, but when we moved, I didn't have a spot for it, so I sold it. Well, downstairs in what is going to be my bathroom, there is a shower, and then there's this huge spot and a closet. Well, I'm going to tear out that closet and I need to measure it, but I think I'm going to order a sauna, a dry sauna, and put it in there. My son wants to build something, but I can order one off of, oh, okay, dump truck. I can order one off of Amazon um, that might fit in that spot. I just got to get the electricians out to put a plug in so I could plug it in. But I kind of want to build it. I think if we built one, it would be bigger and would hold more people. It would be a lot cheaper. But I love a nice dry sauna, and you get addicted going to the spas. But like I said, in we went to Ontario, to Ottawa, and outside Ottawa, they actually have this park, and they have outside pools, and they're different temperatures. You can go from cold to hot. They have the wet saunas, and then they have the dry saunas, and then they have like a what they call a sauna show. They do. It's not a show. It's a kind of like a ritual, and they use a lot of different scents. And they also have a sensory pool. And I went and stayed at the sensory pool for almost 2 hours. You lay in the water, and the salt content is so high that you just float. And they provide you with these little neck things that you put around your neck and keeps your head above the water. And you just float. And it was, I fell asleep. That's probably why I was in there for 2 hours, because I fell asleep playing in the water. Uh, but yeah, you really can get addicted to going to these spas and the saunas. And so I'm hoping one day that once I get in that bathroom, get it tore up, that I can build a sauna in that bathroom. That would be really great. It's very healing. The science behind it is amazing. Um, they say if you sauna for a couple of days a week, that they show that your health is so much better. The hot and the cold, so you could go from your sauna, hop in your shower, take a cold shower, and then you can hop back into your sauna. And that's kind of what the spa was in Ottawa. You would go from hot to cold, hot to cold. You would go. We were there in December, and it was actually a really pretty day, but it was still cold outside, still snow on the ground. You would go into the hot sauna and sit in there for as long as you could, because some of them went from hot to really hot. And then you would pop out of it, stand in the snow, or go to a cold pool and dunk yourself in the pool, and then get out and go on to your next sauna. So really, really healthy. It really is. I would recommend that if you have a gym that has a sauna, to use it. If they have a whirlpool, hot pool, use it. It's also very good. But if I would recommend anything, a good hot, dry sauna is really awesome. and stay in there for as long as you can. It gets really hot. I think I used to do about 15 minutes. I think 15 to 20 minutes was my max, and then I had to get out. It's not for everyone, Anne, especially if you live in a hot. It was so funny because I lived in Florida, and in the evenings after dinner, I would go and sit in my sauna, and then I would go take my shower and get ready for the evening for bed. But I always felt that if I took a sauna and then took my shower, I slept so much better. I really did. I don't mind the heat, but yeah, some people don't like it. You might be a cold shower person. Go in and turn it on, just turn on your cold shower and go in and take a cold shower dunk. I see a lot of people that are doing the ice water dunks. They do that, but I would rather sit in a sauna than take a cold shower any day. I'd rather sweat than stand there and freeze. It just, no. I'm so sorry, Gail. Yeah, I wish I could give you a couple of bags I got lying around, but I'm going to end up having to go get some more too. I've got 4, 6, yeah, 6 raised beds I got to fill up. And I got to do it here in the next couple of weeks. And those 3 bags are not going to help me fill it up. I used to like hot tubs. I don't like them so much anymore. I mean, I will get into them if there's nothing else. A lot of times when you're vacationing, say, and they'll have a pool, and some of the places will have a sauna. Yeah, I mean, not a sauna, a hot tub. Excuse me. I'll go from the hot tub to the pool, and vice versa. But yeah, not everybody has a sauna. I used to go to Gold's Gym, and they had a sauna and a pool. And I didn't go in the pool, but you can guarantee that after I went and worked out, I went to the sauna. But yeah, I don't have gym memberships anymore. I have a treadmill in my basement that I don't even use. I think if my bedroom was in the basement, I probably would use it a lot. So, all right, that's awesome. Everybody's running videos. Gail, I hope you and Tina both get some hours. Gail, I have you running on my husband's account on YouTube. I kept his phone and his account because he has a lot of things on there that I use that are attached to his account. So and of course it's also sentimental too, I guess. But yeah, I have you running on my husband's account because I have run all your videos, and I don't know how often. I mean, if I've run your video and I run it again, do you still get credit for it? Or once you've run it, you never get credit for running it again? I don't know. It's questions we may never get answers to. And you know what? Cold doesn't bother me, which I find amazing. If it's cold and dry, I can walk around in a short sleeve t-shirt and it doesn't bother me. And as long as my hands and my feet are warm, the cold doesn't bother me too much. I have to say that the only time that there's 2 times the cold was really bad. When I was in Iceland, we were on a tour and we went to a waterfall. And don't ask me the name of it because I couldn't tell you. I probably couldn't pronounce it either. But you parked and then you could drive up to the building, or you could park at the bottom and walk up the trail to the top of the it was a restaurant store, a place. Well, my aunt drove up and I walked up, and I'm on this bridge and I'm looking out over, and you're already bundled up because it's really cold. It's Iceland in December, and the wind is blowing across that bridge up across from the waterfall. And it's beautiful. It really is beautiful. But that wind that was coming across that bridge, even with all my heavy coat, and my face mask and my gloves and everything. I felt like I was going to freeze. So I just hiked my butt up that trail and got into the restaurant, and it took forever to defrost. I think that was the coldest that I've ever been. The second coldest was when I was in Ottawa, and we had walked all the way from our hotel to the Parliament, and they were doing light shows. And it was beautiful. We watched the light show, and then we walked back. And it's dark, it's cold, and the wind is blowing through those streets. And I had a face mask on, and there was ice all over the front of my face mask because it was so cold. So those are the two coldest times I ever remember being. So yeah, I don't like that kind of cold. That was just rough. Oh, Gail's already throwing her hyacinths in. Okay. All right. I have seen when the red light goes away. I've watched other videos, and it's like I've watched this video before, but it didn't have the red line. All right, I'll remember that. And Gail, 4 o'clocks grow on our property like weeds. They grow in our beans and up our tomatoes, and yeah, oh, they are awful. I have 4 o'clock seeds. If anybody wants them, I will gladly send them to you, but we don't grow them here. But yeah, Wendy, it was cold, cold. So that kind of cold I don't like. Um, I'm good about high 40s, 50s. If it's a nice sunny day and the wind's not blowing, I don't have a problem with that at all. So it's about once a month. Now I've seen that red line longer than once a month. I've gone back in on accounts and looked for the red line, and I've seen them for a couple of months past then. I'm gonna have to call him back. Yeah, I think YouTube knows too. I'm sure they've got a lot. I'm sure they do grow in pots, but the 4 o'clocks that we have here, beautiful little purple flower, but like I said, they just grow on every. They're a vine. They're a climbing vine, and they grow on everything. Yeah, it's my treadmill, and I bought it 2 years ago, and it is sitting in my basement, all set up and ready to go, and I don't use it. So I was thinking that I need to start looking for flooring for my bedroom. Once I get the floor down and um, trim everything, then I can actually move down into the basement. I just haven't picked out flooring yet, and we haven't started on that. Yeah, 4 o'clocks grow wherever you put them. I believe that, and where you don't put them. But yeah, we have so many vining plants. We have this thing called a coffee plant. If you pull it, it smells like coffee. I have uh, the ground cherries. They grow wild, and half the time I don't even wait for them to get ripe. We just mow them down. Um, I've had ground cherries before. They are very good, but it's not something. It's just you have to wait for them to get ripe, and by the time they're ripe, they're 3 foot tall and they're in the way, and all you want to do is get them out of your way because they have thorns on them. So I think some people call them a ground cherry, but I think here they're called a gooseberry. Oh. Oh my goodness, my phone's going crazy. My daughter's posting videos of my grandson. She says, we knew he was going to start crawling any day now. She thought she had a few more weeks to prepare. Yeah, he is. He's going to be running before we know it. He is a very active little boy. He started crawling 30 minutes ago, and he's getting fast. Might have to call my daughter later. Yep. 4 o'clocks. I think I got through all my stuff. Oh, no, I didn't. I didn't get through all my list. I found, let me take, I was eating, this was my breakfast this morning. Have you guys ever seen these wee cups? There we go. They're the wee yogurt. And this is the one I had for breakfast this morning. It was really good. It had little chocolate chips in it. This is glass, and you can get lids for them on Amazon. You can get little plastic covered ones, or you can get wood ones that pop on. Or they even WECK, that's WECK, makes a lid. It's a 60 millimeter lid, and it comes with a little gaskets. And you could actually, I mean, this is 5 ounces. So yeah, you could get 5 ounces of, say, oh my goodness, I had a whole list of stuff that we could do with those. Oh, I was thinking that, well, first of all, it's really good yogurt. It's sweet. But I was looking at them, and with the lids, I'm thinking it would be something that I could store spices in, or I have a lot of oregano, and if I wanted to make like a little gift oregano jar, I could put oregano in there. I also have sage. I have a ton of peppermint. I'm sorry. I have a ton of spearmint. And as I dry these things, I can label them and put them in these little containers and pop a little lid on it. And they would be great gifts. You could do like a little sample jar of your jellies or jams. And as long as you kept it refrigerated, that would be great. Or if you wanted to take the expense and get the canning lids, you could get the canning lids and can it. But I'm thinking spices. I've talked about doing lotions. You can make a little lotion sample. You could put a tea light in here. And also another thing with the plastic caps, I was thinking when I go to save my seeds, I could use these for seeds. Yeah, on Amazon, they're lids. I somehow I saw a video and I'm like, oh my goodness, let me go see if my store sells these yogurts. And they're really not that expensive. I think I got 3 for $4. They were on sale at Publix. So I grabbed, 3 for $4, and I grabbed 6 of them. So, and then I ordered the lids off of Amazon, and I'm waiting for them to come in. I saw people use these in the bathrooms. They put the little cotton things in them. I saw somebody put Q-tips in them, and cotton. You could put cotton balls in them. I was also thinking that I could find a small cup and could put the cup down inside of it, and you could use it as a little planter to hold your water. But I haven't found a cup that's the right size yet. All right, guys, so this is the second time that I've been called, so it's probably important, and I'm an hour and 3 minutes in. And really, that was the last thing that I wanted to talk about was the wee cups. Once I get my lids, I'm probably going to do a video about these little cups. I am so excited. I found them, and the great thing about it is, and if I can get my nail, the little stickers that are on it. Let's see if I can get my nail there. But once you get it started, this thing just peels right off. It does. It just peels right off, which I thought was really cool. And you just wash that off. But yeah, it comes off in one piece. Every one of them that I have done so far, it just peels right off, which is so cool. Um, I've done tinctures, Gail. I'm not a fan of tinctures. I don't like the way that they turn out. I did goldenrod tincture 2 years ago, and I didn't get everything down inside of it, and it kind of rotted. So, and then I also did juniper seeds or the juniper berries and the juniper, and I didn't really like the way that it came out. But I do love dehydrating. I really do enjoy that. Hey, South Florida sunshine. Now I'm fixing to get off. I'm already over an hour, and I got a lot of stuff that I need to do today, and I need to get off. But thanks for coming in. Yeah, Carol's here. All right, guys. Gail and Tina, if you're still here, I hope you guys are getting the hours that you need. Both of my phones are still running. Yeah, both of them are still running. I got the volume turned down as low as I can. I think Heather, I'm going to get you started. I'm going to run some of yours. Oh yeah, and homemade yogurt too. I got some milk. I drove and got some milk, and it is the best milk I've ever had. And I'm thinking of using some of it to make some yogurt. I'm going to take out some of my frozen blueberries and make a little syrup or gel or just something to put in the bottom. We'll put a little blueberry on the bottom and the yogurt on top and make some homemade yogurt. That is definitely something that I've been thinking about doing. And like I said, I drove and got some milk, and I'm really happy with it. Some of the best tasting milk I've ever had. But got to be real careful because, yeah, not a good thing. All right, guys, I'm so glad you are here. I'm going to go. I know Gail wants to get back out to her yard. It's a little cloudy today, but yeah, I still got a lot of stuff to do. I did not let my chickens out. I have not fed my rabbits. I ended up with 2 dogs in my yard again this morning. I got 2 stray dogs that keep hanging around my yard in the mornings, which is not making me happy. So I decided to wait until after I was done with my live, and then I was going to let everybody out. So I need to go do that. And I guess Rudy gave up on me. He's napping. He's napping. But we're going to let him out too. But you guys have a great day. I will be back on Thursday. I think I have to go somewhere on Wednesday, so that's a good thing. But Thursday is still open, so I will be doing a 9:30 live on Thursday. So I'll see you guys then. Have a blessed and joyous day. Bye, y'all.